Well, so many people coming out of COVID or any other kind of significant life event can experience anxiety or depression. This is really common, you guys, and recentering your mind and attitude is something that we can really all work on daily. And that's why we have Dr. Rick Perea, CEO of Think One, the behavior design specialist, here to talk to us. Rick, thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. Great to be here.
Yes. Okay. Well, I have so much to talk to you about. What kinds of things are people sharing with you about the stressors in our way of life right now? There's so much to be stressed about right now.
You know, there is, but there's not.
Okay.
You know, people don't understand that stress is self-imposed.
Okay.
It's really not out there in the world. It's in our own limiting thoughts.
Sure.
And so when people frame it that way, they have more control over their life, over their perceptions, their intuition, their decision making, every point.
Yeah.
Because the obstacles to performance are not out there in the world. They're in our own self-imposed limiting thoughts. And when we recognize that there are our own self-imposed limiting thoughts, we get to shape those. I have a saying that says, shape your thoughts, or else your thoughts will shape you.
I like this a lot, and this is something, you know, I'm moving right now and dealing with a lot of stressors in my own life, and this is something that I can really
perceive stressors.
Yes, yes, perceived stressors, something that I can actually control myself. You and I were talking a little bit before the show. I'm very impressed with you, Dr. P, because you've done so much in terms of helping our Broncos. You actually worked for the Broncos in 2015 when we won that Super Bowl.
Yep, we did.
So, you know, if you could put in a good word for Russell Wilson, that'd be helpful. But, you know, there's just so much that you can teach them, and we're talking about peak mental performance for a lot of these athletes. So what are differences, if any, between working with someone like a John Elway or a Peyton Manning or a Russell Wilson and then someone just like me?
You know, actually very little. The key is we have a brain, brainstem, spinal cord, central nervous system, autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is responsible for deploying stress and anxiety in a physiological sense. So when we can stay on what's called the parasympathetic side of the autonomic, and I know that sounds like anatomy class, but it really is simple. There's two sides. Sympathetic is stress, parasympathetic is calm and you know, performance. So when we can stay on that parasympathetic side, and we have multitudes of techniques to show people that, to get on, stay on the parasympathetic side, everything performs better, whether you're a surgeon, astronaut, pro football player, mom or dad.
Okay, I really like this idea too. So this is something that I can, again, implement. You have a very unique approach too. Can you share more about the Think One and your therapies, what you guys do at Think One?
Yeah, well, you know, we believe in love. And I know that sounds really simple, but love is, there's not enough of it in our society. Unconditional love. You know, I was telling somebody the other day, actually an NFL quarterback, I said, you know, how much do you love yourself? How much do you love yourself to take care of yourself, for self-care, your family? Communicate kindly to yourself. Self-talk is responsible for 80% of anxiety. How we talk to ourselves. And if we love and appreciate and nurture ourselves, then we will not only care and love ourselves, but we will deploy love throughout the world. So at Think One, that's you've got to have that if you're going to work there. We've got to have love, trust, and understanding. Believe me, we have competency, okay? We have acumen, but at the core of everything is self-love and loving others, and you must do that. That's what won that Super Bowl championship in February 2016. Ask Ryan Harris, ask some of those guys. It truly was love and appreciation. But here's the thing. Most people don't have a technique every morning to prepare their brain to accept and deploy love. Accept is a key aspect of love. A lot of us don't know how to accept love. So to live a very authentic life is the key to be able to accept and deploy love.
And this, like you said, starts right in the morning, first thing. I mean, just really kind of getting into that mindset, you'd say?
Yeah, here's a technique we use called form, storm, norm, and perform. 4 levels. If you don't storm in your life, you're never going to reach performance level. So we've got to storm. I want people to understand out there, it's okay to struggle. It's okay to storm. We had to storm that season when we won the Super Bowl. We lost some games in the middle of the season where if we wouldn't have lost those, we wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. We just came out of COVID. That's our storm. People, it's our opportunity to grow. It's our opportunity to be the very best we can be, because it'll teach us much about ourselves. Then we'll norm, and then we'll perform.
Yes, okay, I really, really like this. Well, this is something that we can really, again, all implement in our own lives. Thank you so much, Dr. Rick Perea. Now, before I let you go, you've written a book. This is right here on our table for you guys to check out, Decision Point. It's all about breaking your own barriers. What else makes it such a good read for anyone?
Well, you know, when I started this book, it was going to be called The Psychology of a World Championship. It was after the Super Bowl win. And as I started interviewing players, I found that so many players have been through trauma. And I've been through trauma. And so when we understand all of us have been through some level of trauma, it really comes down to making decisions in our life. And so when I look at players that have made great, great careers for themselves and beyond, it's decisions. And every moment we make decisions that play onto and parlay to other decisions in our life. So Decision Point evolved out of the psychology of a world championship, but it ended up being Decision Point, the moment leaders are born. That's the core of it. Talks about the Super Bowl, but it talks more about living life at 212.
Love that so much. Well, Dr. P, thank you so much. Hopefully some of our Broncos are watching at home too. Now, Dr. Perea and his team help athletes, leaders, and individuals just like you achieve their best mental performance. To learn more, reach out think1foryou.org or give them a call. Pick up Dr. P's book, To Decision Point, on his website or wherever books are sold.